Hi, I'm Nick. Today we're going to be testing a bunch of intakes for the Q50 and Q60 and see which one gives this car the suck. And Josh is here. All right, so we have a 2018 Infiniti Q50. I think it's a Lux version. It's the 3.0 twin turbo, making 300 horsepower. We have pretty much every intake available on the market right now, from stock to the Burger Motorsports. We have STILLEN, AEM, and then this one is just a quick prototype that Josh whipped up with 3D printed models. Um, we're going to test each one on this car. We're in a climate-controlled environment. Our dyno has been professionally calibrated, so we'll have true before and afters for each intake. Probably going to do 3 runs per intake and just take the best of 3 and see what they do. So let's get started. So we're all done testing, basically 5 intakes on that car. Now, these cars consistently make more power on their first run, probably due to some kind of safety strategy on the ECU side, whether it's temperature or timing related, something like that. So we decided to post all 3 runs as well as the average. And short version is the stock intake makes more power than any other intake on this car, at least on a stock car. Going down the list, stock did 292 horsepower and 298 foot-pounds of torque. The AEM intake did 286 and 293. The Burger Tuning one did 290 and 296. STILLEN is 289 and 293, and the quick 3D printed ones Josh whipped up made 286 and 292. Now again, our observation is that the stock intake makes the most power on a stock car. It's very possible that any of these aftermarket intakes would be more beneficial on a car that has, other breather mods done, downpipes, a full exhaust, and potentially tuning where you're cranking up the boost. We're probably going to do some more testing in the future. We do have our own Q60 Red Sport that's getting a lot more modifications than the test Q50 we had. And yeah, we'll probably be doing more videos in the future to see what a more modified car can do with these intakes. Josh did have some observations he made, during the install and checking out the intakes. So
yeah, so when we look at the stock intake, the stock MAF housing, the MAF is actually offset by like an inch. It's pushed outside the tube, which aligns the hot wire with the around the center of the MAF housing, because the air velocity through a tube is not uniform. It varies. It's highest in the center and it goes to 0 along the edges. So when you take this MAF housing and put in, say, the Burger intake, what it does is it shifts the location of the hot wire. And so we don't know if measuring the airspeed and the air mass in a different location in the tube is going to throw off the tuning on the car or what. That's why we designed ours to be as similar to stock as possible. The Burger insets the MAF, so it's actually further into the tube, and then the STILLEN does the opposite, where it actually has a larger protrusion, and it takes the MAF and removes it from the tube, what looks like half an inch or so, a quarter inch. So we're not sure if this has anything to do with possibly the change in diameter, because the STILLEN is slightly smaller. It actually fits inside the stock MAF housing, and then the Burger is again slightly larger. It's a little bit fatter than the stock MAF housing. So we're not sure if changing the depth of the mass airflow sensor was in relation to changing the diameter, or if it was just
incidental.
Yeah,
just
incidental,
it, yeah.
or what. But it could have something to do with the numbers we got. We're just not quite sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to test this on, or to test these intakes on our car, which will have downpipes, a full exhaust, and we're looking to tune with some of these intakes to see if we can get back some of that horsepower that you lose when switching over from the stock unit, and
hopefully
see if
more.
Yeah, see if we can make some more horsepower.
Yeah, the big thing to keep in mind is Nissan knew what they were doing when they designed this car. They designed the stock intake for a stock car. Once you do things like crank up the boost and remove cats, that changes the way the engine makes power. It changes the way the engine runs and pulls in air. So we're hopeful that once we start modifying this car more, we'll be able to use these intakes to our advantage and make more power than a stock airbox would be able to support. Mm-hmm. So yeah, stay tuned. We're definitely going to be posting more and doing more to this car. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, and keep an eye out for more.